Right. Thanks, Ginger.
All right, welcome to the Park and Recreation Commission regular meeting of March 21st, 2024. The time is 6:05 PM. Ginger, can you please call the roll?
Good evening, Chair Cabrales.
Here.
Commissioner Emerson. Commissioner Gutierrez.
Here.
Commissioner Pasternak.
Here.
Commissioner Sandoval.
Okay. So the minutes, I would like to call agenda item number 1, approval of the regular meeting minutes. I invite any questions and answers from committees, members to staff.
I have none.
Questions or answers? Okay. I would like to request a motion and a second to approve the regular meeting minutes. Ginger, can you please take, because.
I'll move.
Yep,
I'll second.
okay,
Oh, we should probably.
all right. Ginger, can you please take the roll call vote?
Yes, who did a motion and who did a second? I'm sorry.
Chair Gutierrez moved.
Okay,
Sorry, Commissioner.
There was an election and the thought. You either accept the chicken.
Sorry.
oh, it's okay. So Commissioner Gutierrez moved and who seconded?
Commissioner Pasternak.
Passionate, got it. Okay, thank you. All right, Chair Cabrales,
Yes.
Commissioner Emerson. Commissioner Gutierrez,
Yes.
Commissioner Pasternak,
Yes.
Commissioner Sandoval.
Thank you. This is our time for the public is welcome to address the commission at this time on matters not listed on the agenda that are within its jurisdiction. Comments may be no longer than 3 minutes and should be respectful to the community. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to share public comments? Welcome.
Thank you. Well, good evening. I think I've met many of you before. I'm Joe O'Hare, and I'm on the San Rafael Public Library Foundation Board. And I'm also co-chair of the newly formed campaign to revitalize the San Rafael Library and Community Center. And I'm here just to give you a brief update. We've filed the petition with the city and we are now in what's called the signature gathering phase. And we need to gather approximately 4,000 signatures, of which 3,700 have to be valid registered voters for the city of San Rafael, to submit to the city to the petition to become a measure for the November ballot. And I'm pleased to announce that we are about 2/3 of the way towards reaching the goal of the signatures. The community and citizen response has been very positive. We haven't really had too many questions about it. And the process will be, as I said, once we receive all these signatures, they're validated, then the city would sign a measure. And then we would start the campaign to get it passed in November at the election. And if you recall, this is what's called a citizens initiative. It needs just a simple majority to pass. And this is to fund the development of a new library, combination new library and community center here at Albert Park. And it would be funded with a parcel tax, which would then allow the city to finance the project with bonds and hopefully complete what we all really feel is well needed. Will benefit both the library, the community center, and most importantly, the citizens of San Rafael. And I know as a commission, you're part of the government, but as individuals, I encourage you as individual registered voters, and we've got signature gatherers throughout the community, is if you support this is to sign the petition as a registered San Rafael voter. That's as an individual, not as your commission. Obviously, I'm very respectful of what you can and cannot do. So I was just here tonight to let you know that, and certainly if you have any questions to me, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any
What was the deadline, for the signature? ballot?
Well, we're trying to get them done by the end of March, but we have until May, but we've really made good progress. And, there seems to be real motivation among the citizens, and the sooner we can get it in and approved, it's assigned a measure, then we can begin the campaign, so. yeah.
Thank you.
And just a comment, the foundation, Library Foundation is funding the initial cost of the campaign, because we've been around for 20 years trying to get a new library built. And we can use a portion of the funds to help finance the initial campaign. Obviously, it's a very laborious and expensive process to go through. We think it's worth it, so.
Great, that was gonna be my question. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, and it's all separate. We've set up a separate campaign. We have to follow all the government rules, which we've done. We've established its revitalized San Rafael Library and Community Center. We have a terrific website called revitalizesanrafael.org. I encourage anyone to visit it. It answers all the questions and talks about why this is needed in our community.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so if there's no other comments, then I will, the chair will close the public comment and may request staff responses to questions at their discretion. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to call the next agenda item, which I believe is the San Rafael Girls Softball Report. I think so. Great. I'll just sit out so I can see the screen.
Real quick, if maybe you want to do a quick introduction or anything on our end, I'll turn it over. It's good to see you all. I'm gonna turn it over to the Darcy too. I
Okay.
want to acknowledge that Steve Mason's here as well. Let's turn it right over to you, Darcy.
Okay, sounds good. Darcy Shalou, the supervisor here at the San Rafael Community Center. Part of my duties oversees, the Bernard Hoffman Field, which we have a partnership with San Rafael Girls Softball, who does all the programming, out there. So Allison is the president, and she's here today to, give us a report out on, San Rafael Girls Softball in 2023, and maybe some updates for the coming year.
Sounds good.
This is Allison.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna get your slideshow loaded up
Yeah, that's perfect.
and then Darcy, I'll give that to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can give you the quicker. too.
so Bernard Hoffman Field sits on Las Colinas and Las Colinas behind MCOE. It is a beautiful, beautiful field. We are incredibly just so grateful to have that access for us in our league. You can slide forward. I'm the president. Alongside me, there are other volunteer parents. It's entirely volunteer led. None of us are paid across any of our time there. We've got a full board that meets every month. As part of our responsibilities, we also go to a Marine Girls Softball Board meeting every month as well, and have a seat at the table for all of Marine Girls Softballs and about. So our, overarching position is every athlete that wants to play the game gets the opportunity to play. We do not turn away anybody based on financial needs. And we ensure that we do a lot of fundraising over the course of the year to make that happen. Pre-K to 15 years old, I have a 4-year-old playing this year and I have a 9-year-old. And we have athletes that are in their first year of high school. And they didn't make the team, for example, and they want to continue to play rec. Primarily, we've got 3 course seasons, so it is used year round. Right now is, our biggest spring season. It is, spring softball is a spring sport. We do have a summer program and we have a fall league as well. So it is used year round, not only by our athletes here in San Rafael, but others across the county. Okay. So there it is. It's so pretty. We do a ton of work on the fields. Our responsibility in the agreement that we have with the city is to maintain it. Over the course of the year, we're probably spending anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000. This year, we had a big expenditure, which was needed. We built a drainage trench, all the way across the 2 fields. That's Bernard Hoffman 2, Bernard Hoffman 1. Because with all the rain, the outfield was so sludgy and so hard. So we built a drainage system. We hired a local contractor to do it. We got it permitted with Darcy's help and Brendan's help. And it is working, so that's good. Things are draining much, much faster. Let's see, so overall, last season, so we're in the 2024 season, but these are some of the highlights that we had from last season. Super proud that we had the SRGS 10U and 12U, so that's 10 and under and 12 and under won the All-Stars. What we're incredibly proud of is, we do a draft and we ensure that the teams are very balanced skill-wise and that kids are comfortable with athletes at the same level. And as a result, we've got really competitive teams. We never want to, make an A team and a B team. That's not how we operate. Everything is incredibly balanced. So those are the rosters. And then last year, oh yeah, go ahead, keep going. So here's just an overall number of the numbers so far. So you can see 2024, we've got 4 6U teams this year, which is exciting to be the system. 3 8s, 3 10s, 2 12s, 1 15. Those 2 12U teams, there is a lot of very good talent. It's very cool to see. There was a parent in the community who was mostly involved in baseball, and he is now umping Santa Fe girls softball. He said, whoa, those girls are good. That was cool to see. So over the course of last year, we had 380 players that used the fields roughly. There's some of the teams, different age groups. We just had a parade last weekend. So beautiful. I mentioned a few of you when you were here. It runs from Marinwood Market up Blackstone, so over by Mary Silvera campus, straight up Los Galene into Bernard Hoffman, and then we hang out on the fields. That little crew over there, that's my 6 shoes. So they're like 4 and 5. They're so cute. We're the blueberries. There's our league champions, the 12U Crocs. They won last year. They went undefeated on the season, which is incredibly cool. And they, in the final game, played the other Santa Fe team. So that's pretty cool. 10U All-Stars, as I mentioned, we host it at Bernard Hoffman. So we'll bring in local vendors to have food trucks. There's several games over the course of it. And then we have local high school kids that help on the fields and get the, work, and we pay them for their services there. So second year in a row, we'll see if we can do it this year. So that's the teams. Look how cool they are. They're so happy. Just some more photos. We do work exclusively with local shops and organizations. We get all of our gear from TNB Sports, who's also a sponsor of ours. Every athlete gets a uniform, they get their sweatshirt. They come on the back with the sponsor. So we have sponsors also contribute to the league, which goes right back in its scholarship fund. Here's a sample of last year's sponsors, largely the same. I will say we are very lucky that a lot of local businesses do want to keep contributing, and it's great. So they get, with their sponsorship, they get the logos on the back. They get their banners are also on the fields. So like I mentioned, some of the work that we're doing to maintain the fields. This year we did the trench, which runs all the way around. We also extended, and some of you might have been here last year when we talked about some of the shade aspects and kind of wanting to build up some of the dugout. That is a project that will require us, and we've had conversations with Marin Fencing, but it will require us to have it like a big overhaul. It's a lot of fundraising. It's nowhere in our purview yet. So this year we did some straight shade structures that seem to be doing the trick. Us as average adults cannot fit in the dugouts with it. You have to duck through, but it's perfect for the girls and it gives them a little bit of shade. So we'll try that for this season. Longer term, we do want to do something with the dugouts. They are short and they are uncovered. Someday. Dugouts, expansions. And then again, we want to continue to increase the enrollment across all the levels. And like I said at the front, like every kid that wants a chance to play gets the opportunity. Parents come to us asking for help. We give them a code for 50% off or 100% off. They choose what they want to use. No questions asked. So thanks. Any questions?
I don't have any questions. Thank you so much. That's great presentation, but I know more importantly, it's a great lead.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. Perfect, then I'm gonna go to a game.
Okay.
Thank you all, I appreciate it.
On a staff level, I just want to also thank you for all the work that you do. I think this is a really great example of a public-private partnership.
Mhm.
You know, we own the field, but we have this long-standing agreement, and this is actually, this started in 1997, I believe, when the school district had this surplus land, and this is really valued. The gem of field that the community wanted to maintain, and so SRG has stepped in and has operated the field for the city, and so really great example of that. I know you do a lot of work, you've got a lot of volunteers
That's
that
right.
put a lot of hours in to make this happen, and so to me, that's just a real win-win situation for the city and for the great programs that you're. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, we have a lot of local volunteers, and like I said, we really do, everything that we source, everything we use for the league, it's all local from here in the city, so we really try to pay it forward.
It's great.
Thank you, and thank you for your help, and Brendan's help, we can do it all, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, all, have a good one.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to request a motion to accept the report.
I'll move to accept the report.
Okay, great. So we'd like to get the roll call vote for that, Ginger?
All right, Chair Cabrales,
Yes.
Commissioner Emerson, Commissioner Gutierrez,
Yes.
Commissioner Pasternak,
Yes.
Commissioner Sandoval. Okay, and it was Commissioner Gutierrez who motioned.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'd like to call on the next agenda item, which is the staff liaison. Or is it the Pickleweed
Pickweed.
Advisory Committee?
Hello, Commissioners.
Hi.
Annually, the Park and Recreation Commission is to receive a report from Pickleweed Advisory Committee. Typically, this report also includes staff programming, but this year, we're just going to focus on the Pickleweed Advisory Committee, so let's be a little more brief. The purpose of the Pickleweed Advisory Committee is to provide valuable input representing and advocating for canal area residents' needs and wishes for programs and services, and is a primary public networking resource between canal residents, representatives from governmental and nonprofit agencies, and other stakeholders. The duties of the committee include being responsible for advising the Park and Recreation Commission, the City Council, and city staff on matters pertaining to facilities, programs, and services for the Albert J. Boral Community Center and Pickleweed Park. They are to make recommendations on policies and procedures governing the use of the center and park in accordance with the mission of the city of San Rafael. They also serve as an additional layer of review for the city's public art review process for all proposals related to the Albert J. Boral Community Center at Pickleweed Park. The Pickleweed Advisory Committee continues to be an essential part of the operation of the Albert J. Boral Community Center. Through the committee, the center is able to co-sponsor vital programs being offered to the community by providing space to other organizations, which also saves the city staffing expenses had the city implemented the program itself. The Pickleweed Advisory Committee has the authority to accept or reject rental fee reductions and waivers requests for the center and park. In 2021, the city established a total annual fee waiver limit of $140,000 for the co-sponsorship program, which is to be increased proportionately with any rental fee increase. The first such increase went into effect in January 2024 with a 3% increase to all rental fees, thus increasing the fee waiver limit to $144,200. This co-sponsorship program, combined with the City Council setting the Boral Community Center's nonprofit and residential rate at half of the cost of the city's other community centers, has proven successful in allowing multiple agencies, in addition to the city, to also provide a variety of programming to the community. The committee also makes sure there's a balance of programs being offered to all ages, toddlers to older adults, and interests, as well as discussing community interests relating to the center, park, and canal neighborhood. The Pickleweed Advisory Committee is currently comprised of 11 members, 7 voting, 1 Park and Rec Commission representative, thank you, Linda, 1 staff who serves as the chair, and also includes in membership are 2 alternates of the City Council appointed to the committee at the end of 2023. 5 regular meetings are scheduled annually on the first Wednesday of February, April, June, August, and October at 7 p.m., with additional meetings scheduled if necessary due to pressing matters. Co-sponsorship applications were accepted twice in the 2023 year to accommodate program seasons so that the committee could fairly evaluate the applications against each other. For the summer session, which is typically June through August, applications were due by January 9th, 2023, and presented to the committee at their February meeting. The committee then ruled on the application at their April meeting. For school year, which is September through May typically, but also included a lot of year-round programs that go 12 months. Those applications were due March 13th of 2023, were presented to the committee in April, and the committee ruled on them in June. Applications approved by the Pickleweed Advisory Committee in 2023 included a youth day camp, summer day camp program by the YMCA and Santa Fe City Schools, weekly expressive art programs by Drawbridge. Tamalpais Adult School had ESL classes. Marin FC and Canal Alliance partnered together to offer Canal FC. Parent Services Project had Apriendo Juntos program. Scouts BSA had hosted Troop 2000 at the center. And then we had an after-school program by the YMCA Santa Fe City Schools. And finally, Vivillon offered a free Zumba class on Thursdays at the center. After some deliberation, all programs listed for 2023 received a full fee waiver for use of the Albert J. Boral Community Center and or Pickleweed Park, totaling $107,380. In addition to reviewing co-sponsorship applications in 2023, the committee received presentations on the Pickleweed Park Enhancement Project, the Canal Arts Albert J. Boral Community Center mural proposal, and program updates and overviews provided by center staff. And that concludes the report. Do you have any questions?
No.
No, it's pretty straightforward. There's no real PowerPoint to that because it's all kind of logistical things, but
Thank you.
yeah, they're truly are an asset to our operation down there. Provide good insight. And that partnership with being able to bring in nonprofits to open to offer programs just really creates a web to support the community. That's great.
We add a little bit to that, Steve. I think yeah, all the key things, but I just want to maybe elaborate on, I think, the kind of the importance of that co-sponsorship program. You know, the Pickweed Advisory Committee does a lot of great work, but for me, that co-sponsorship model that we have out there, I think it's really kind of special. It gives the community a voice to really identify what are the programs that are really important that we want to make sure are continued, and we have a lens. We're looking at this from an equity perspective and inclusion perspective. To me, I think that that's really important and something that I value in our program. So the value of that is something we keep track of, but to me, that's more indicator of like how many people are we serving? How can we serve our community in a way that really benefits them? And so to me, that's the number that benefits most to me. And I think we've probably served thousands of people through these programs that we're able to access our facilities free of charge. And you know, there's some great programs that are part of it. So it's something I want to continue to promote. You know, we do have city council authority to co-sponsor up to this kind of value threshold. We didn't hit that threshold last year. But so there's still opportunity. And so that's one of the key messages that I wanted to convey to this group is that you know, we want to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. So of course, within reason, and I know like revenue generation, if there is part of our model as well with our programs. But I just know Steve runs great programs there, the staff that you work with, and your guidance for that Pickleweed Advisory Committee, they'll make these kind of decisions, I think is really valuable. So thank you to all the work that you put into this as well.
And in 2021, when we put the city implemented the 140,000 limit, we estimated that higher than what we had been. We had gone back 10 years to, you know, to really track to make sure we wouldn't be turning anybody away. And we're taking them now for the summer session or for the school year session. And we've got a couple of new ones coming in too. So it's good. Yeah.
I think one of the things we're looking at, I'm interested in this department, is how do we take programs like this co-sponsorship, and we have a scholarship program that's applicable to a lot of programs citywide. We work with groups like Age Friendly Santa Fe that we have a small budget for, and there's other like art initiatives and programs that, to me, there's like some real important equity components to all of these in different ways. And so how we continue to expand that type of service that we provide, how's that fit in with our fee model or cost recovery model, and how do we make sure we can continue to value these things. Hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll continue to maybe come to you for some guidance on how we continue.
I do have one other question, or one question. Do you guys see anything you've changed about how that committee, functions, like their scope? You know, what they're in charge of, and I don't know. I suppose it's the council's decision, not yours, but I'm just sort of curious if you think that they're being used to their full potential. The advisory committee, and if not, are there any thoughts on what else they?
I think so. I think it's flexible enough where if something came up, you know, we could activate them to help. We've had issues in the past, you know, a disgruntled gym renter wanted to do something and you know, went straight to the city manager and they said, why don't we get the Pickweed Advisory Committee involved? So the chair got involved there. So I think there's some flexibility. Probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, before Mayor Kate was the mayor, she was on council, but she got together with the city manager's office and we held a session at the Via Vista School as far as government, because at that time it was before we had the districts, and we were trying to activate the community to be more involved. And we kind of spelled it out where the Pickweed Advisory Committee is kind of a good entry level. You know, we follow the process like we're supposed to, but it's a little bit looser than, you know, and then as you get up here to the commission, you know, it gets more and more formal as you go up. So I think it's a good introduction. A couple of people are apprehensive at first to join, you know, and a few years ago, we had a gentleman that, you know, we were asking him for quite a while to do it, and he finally sat in, and at that year, the city council came and had a joint meeting with the advisory committee. And he said, wow, the council's director, I want to be part of this, you know, so he joined and was a member for many years. So it's, you know, we've got a couple new members too, a few new alternates that just started at the end of last year. Who's kind of not sure how it works, and we're getting more and more involved.
Great.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other? All right, then I will move to accept or call to request a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Okay. Then I'll invite Jinder to roll call the vote, please.
All right, Chair Cabrales,
Yes.
Chair Emerson, Chair Gutierrez. I'm sorry. Chair Cabrales, Commissioner Emerson, Commissioner Gutierrez,
Yes.
Commissioner Pasternak,
Yes.
and Commissioner Sandoval. All right, thank you.
All right, so at this time, I would like to invite city staff to share their liaison report.
Well, I've got just a couple things I wanted to share. I'm gonna rattle off some highlights of kind of what we've been working on recently and a couple things that are coming up. At the beginning of the month, we had a kickoff meeting for the Peacock Gap Lake Area Design Project. So we met with RHAA, that's the firm we selected. They're really the consultants helping us with that design. Took a quick walk through the park, talked a little bit about the project, and we're just starting that off. So excited to be looking at that project. I think we're hopefully going to be getting into some community engagement for that this spring into the summer. Hopefully we'd like to wrap up design by this fall and be able to go out to bid for construction by fall into winter of 2024. So I don't like to put end dates on those types of projects because, you know, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done before we get to that stage of going out to bid and starting the construction project. But hopefully, you know, in 2025, we're going to be underway with construction. Excited about that one. Darcy's going to be part of the future meetings moving forward to help kind of advise on play equipment. And of course, we're going to be reaching out to the neighborhood and the community to get some guidance on, you know, based on our available budget and what we think we could put in, what kind of equipment will we be placing. So there's a lot of really interesting history at that park. It used to be a dairy farm back in the day. There's definitely You know, there's some older, stuff up there that we want to make sure we capture plaques and things and benches, so we're looking at. Tomorrow, we have the Terralinda Community Center and Park Plan kickoff meeting with that project. So you may recall that project is really focused on creating a site-specific plan for Terralinda Community Center and Park. So we're going to be moving forward with that project in the next few months, very similar kind of timeline. Hopefully we have some community engagement this late spring and summer to get some feedback from the community about what the future needs are. And we'll keep you all posted on that work as well. DPW is starting the B Street culvert project. So what they're doing is they're replacing culverts. That's going to impact some of the parking on Culvert Park Lane and along B Street. And so it's kind of a heads up that project is coming later this spring. I think right now they are requesting bids from contractors, and hopefully they're going to start construction sometime in April or May. It looks like. So probably more a heads up for you guys as well too, that there may be some parking impacts there, but we're going to do everything we can to mitigate. March is Women's History Month. There's a proclamation that went to City Council last meeting, and here at the Santa Clara Community Center, there was the Ikebana Japanese flower arranging class. I thought this was really fun. They celebrated International Women's Day by arranging flowers. I think there's just really great kind of acknowledgements in the community. Some new proclamations coming out next month. It's on National Library Week, the first week of April. It's the week of the young child, the first week of April. And so the city is really celebrating some of these in some great ways. We also have the city has a diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging committee that is going to have again kind of hoping to make sure the proclamations and things we're acknowledging in the city are really celebrated in a positive way. So I'm excited that we're working on this. Terralinda Ceramics artists, they're at Falkirk. Their totems display, the art of stacking, is up through April 19th. If you haven't had a chance to go up, it's a really cool show. We all had a chance to go up because we were celebrating the employee of the quarter for the third quarter of FY20, fourth quarter FY 2023 is one of our custodians, Buna Song, who primarily works at the Terralinda Community Center, also helps out at Falkirk, helps out all over the city, Borough Community Center. And he was nominated by several staffs to be the employee of the quarter. And so the mayor and council came and celebrated him. We all had a chance to go in and we ran upstairs and got to take a look at the art exhibit as well. And we walked carefully. But kudos to Buna. I was real happy that he received that recognition. It was very well deserved. Mayor Kate also gave him a nice shout out at City Council on Monday night, which was really nice to hear. Some of our recreation staff, including Steve, they were down in Palm Springs for the California Park and Recreation Society conference. Had to call out where you were, so I know it was very hard, right? But I know that they brought back some really great knowledge to our team, and I think it's a great opportunity for professional development to kind of refresh, really understand what's going on industry-wide. And so I was really excited they had a chance to go with that. And we've got a couple of recruitments that are up. We're currently recruiting, I think I shared in our last meeting that are on the library side, the assistant library and recreation director, city librarian, stepped away from their role in the city. And so we're currently recruiting for that position. So that is an open recruitment. If you know anyone who's interested, it's up on the website. We're also recruiting for a custodian at Borough Community Center with Steve. So that recruitment is active. As well as a senior recreation supervisor for our childcare program. So Kelly Albrecht is retiring after many years with the city. We're going to be really sad to see her go. And definitely some big shoes to fill, but it's a great team, and we're hopeful to bring someone new onto the team that's going to do a great job over there.
We're in the process of hiring a program coordinator too.
We are. That was the last thing on my list.
Sorry,
All right.
calling from you. I thought you were changing gears. I apologize.
So Terralinda Community Center and our aquatics programs, we're really looking forward to a new program coordinator that's going to start with us on April 16th there. I know that Debbie Youngkin, the senior supervisor out there, is also really excited that she's going to have a program coordinator on board. And I just wanted to give her a shout out because she's been doing a really wonderful job of juggling so many different tasks, getting that pool opened up for the spring season. They did open in February, and they've had a lot of swimmers this year. To start off the season, we've had some kind of runs of rain, but also some runs of really nice weather. And there's also really strong demand. I think a lot of pools right now, kind of community-wide, there's construction going on, there's repairs going on. I know the JCC pool right now is closed for some repairs and maintenance. Or I believe it's planned, it's refurbishment that they're doing. So we've had a lot of JCC swimmers that are using the tail in the pool. But yes, definitely wanted to give some acknowledgement to them for all the work she's doing. And I'm sure there's more, but those were the kind of key updates that I wanted to share.
Thank you.
Anything from either of you? I have the chance to- Yeah. Okay, I think that's it.
All right, then I think we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:39 PM.
Okay, great.
All right.